No sweat. No sweat. No sweat. That's light work. No sweat. I got a bunch of soldiers I can go get. They think they doing something, they ain't no threat. And I ain't fell victim to you hoes yet. No sweat. No sweat. They try still be running through they whole set. They think they doing something, they ain't no threat. And I ain't fell victim to you hoes yet. I ain't top 40 or nothing, but I can do that. To make a single is no biggie, not even 2-pack. My tracks beat so hard, leave a nigga blue black. And when it flood, had them young bloods like how you do that. I'm old school, straight out the city like I'm a new jack. And I was raised in these streets, now where was you at? See, I'm the type of boss that walk in like where the loot at. And you the type of sucker that real niggas will shoot at. Enough about me and you, cause we know what the difference is. Y'all talk too much, like compound sentences. I'm about to murk this beat, hope I don't leave no witnesses. When we slide through, it's real niggas on the premises. You think you done seen it all, but this is just the genesis. Say you wanna run it, you better lace up your tendencies. Ain't about how you begin it, nigga, it's how you finish it. We put in that work, and now it's time to reap the benefits. That's light work, no sweat. I got a bunch of soldiers I can go get. They think they doing something, they ain't no threat. And I ain't fell victim to you hoes yet. No sweat, no sweat. They try still be running through they whole set. They think they doing something, they ain't no threat. And I ain't fell victim to you hoes yet. My job is being the man, I'm still doing it. Now watch me eat these beats alive, not even chewing it. Gave these young niggas the game and then they ruined it. You might as well sit your ass down until I'm through it. I remember beatboxing and freestyling with Super Chick. That nigga caught 15 years over some stupid shit. We used to dream about this rap thing becoming lucrative, but now my whole aim has changed. I'm chasing rulership. My dogs came to bring the pain, but we not Wu-Tang. We walk in, we shut shit down. That's how we do things. These rap niggas lie. We come to give you that true game. And all my rhymes based on a true story like 2 Chainz. Hotter than blue flames. We ain't cooling down though. Headed to the top. We started off at the ground floor. Y'all niggas brown nose like y'all on the down low. Game over. What you clowns still hanging around for? That's light work. No sweat. I got a bunch of soldiers I can go get. They think they doing something, they ain't no threat. And I ain't fell victim to you hoes yet. No sweat, no sweat. They try still be running through they whole set. They think they doing something, they ain't no threat. And I ain't fell victim to you hoes yet. No sweat. No sweat. No sweat. No sweat. No sweat. No sweat.
Check it. I ain't kicking it with no hypocrites. Tell me why your life in parallel with what you spit. Talking about you pack gas and you busting clips. Type of cat that come round wouldn't bust a lip. Acting like you hear licks and you flipping bricks. You ain't never touched a nick, dog, you full of shit. Whenever you're in front of cameras, you be talking slick. Behind the twinkle in your eyes, I can see a bitch coming up with anything just to make a hit. Only way that this should defend you is if the shoe fits. Yeah, this is a message to my listeners. When I storm the beat, I'm never taking any prisoners. Verbally a criminal, style that's unequivocal as the pinnacle of a lyrical individual. Music is medicinal, substance before residuals. Consistency is critical, pivotal in my rituals. Analog or digital, killing it is habitual. Well, all your rhyme is typical, visually it's pitiful. Cause the image that's been depicted I know is mythical. Inadmissible, cause we know all your words are fictional. Don't talk about it, let me see you be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see you be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see you be about it. And if you ain't about it, why the fuck you talking about it? Don't talk about it, let me see you be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see you be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see you be about it. You get to You just a cream puff with a mean bluff. Only when your team round, when you seem tough. You ain't got one edge on you that seem rough. You ain't hard cause you got tattoos and scruff. Bitch, I call a spade and a punk. I don't call my bodyguard if we got a scuff. I get knuck if I buck and I roll up my cuffs. We can go toe for toe, blow for blow, punch for punch. Cause you ain't never caught a homie, you ain't never dropped a body. Come to think of it, homie, man, you ain't killing anybody. I got a better chance of joining the Illuminati than us believing you're a gangster like John Gotti. Don't talk about it, let me see you be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see you be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see you be about it. And if you ain't about it, why do I gotta talk devilish to be relevant? Talk about drugs I'm peddling, pills, coke or heroin, mixing it with the medicine, something like an experiment, and then start acting feminine. These rappers wearing skinny jeans like they got too much estrogen. Homosexual specimens, all of y'all look effeminate. Excuse me, I grew up in the 90s, I'm out my element, which might explain my temperament and why I'm staying separate, but somebody's gotta come set a precedent. So while I'm in the room, let me address the elephant. This is the state of hip-hop because we let the devil in. Folks without no melanin, demons inside a skeleton. They infiltrated hip-hop early in its development, destroying what was genuine. Please don't let the devil in. We ain't gotta buy it just because they selling it. Los shop's the only remnant, saving whatever's left of it. Tell them 2 times, man, please don't let the devil in. When I say hip, y'all say hop. Hip, hop, hip, hop. When I say 2, y'all say pop. 2, pop, 2, pop. When I say 1, y'all say west. 1, west, 1, west. When I say lost, y'all say tribes. Lost, tribes, 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 nigga, tribe, nigga.
So y'all think it's just about us in here, but this is about an oppressive, fucked up system designed to keep niggas down and shit. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. What about you, little nigga? You know about that?
Yes.
Oh, you know about that? Tell me what you know about that. Tell me what you think about that.
I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. Belly of the beast, we been living in hell. They like, damn, Kai, how could you tell? Put us in the project, set us up to fail. Round here, bullets be flying like hell. Too many of my niggas either dead or in jail. Make a nigga work when you locked in a cell. Can't find work when you out on bail, but your homie got the work, so we passed you a scale. Got them birds like the Bible got quail. Niggas selling out cause they mama got bills. Turning to coons like Oprah and Gail. How you sell your soul just to get a little kale? They put you in a dress when you get a record deal. Wanna see a nigga getting high on pills? You can dance on a pole, you can sell that tail, but they never tell a nigga that he can go to Yale. We all created equal, that's white males. All lives matter, not black males. Another mother crying, another coffin got a nail. How many brothers out here got killed? How many of our sisters out here gotta heal? How many more caps gotta get peeled? We beef with each other so quick to pull the steel. George Zimmerman still alive and well. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Feel. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. Feel. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. Chill. Yo, chill!
The industrial complex is a system situated at the intersection of government and private interests. It uses prisons as a solution to social, political, and economic problems. It includes human rights violations, the death penalty, slave labor, policing, courts, the media, political prisoners, and the elimination of dissent.
They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. I might start me a fucking riot. Slave rebellion, no compliance. They just want us to die in silence. They murder minds like they got a license. I pray for the coronavirus to kill all of these violent tyrants. They prey on us like they poaching lions. World War III's on the horizon. Black and Hispanics form alliance. From the west coast to the islands, this pressure is making diamonds. They go waking sleeping giants. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. But feel.
Nigga, did you just say what I was trying to say, but smarter? I like this little nigga.
What it do? What it do? What it do? You know. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitchin', I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
It's Kool-Aid, a nigga that sipped the Kool-Aid. That LaFraud, single barrel and goose. Got the coke going up on a Tuesday. Roast the false prophet like a gourmet souffle. Cause me no say spirit gun like I.S.U.P.K. Nigga might run up in that black face like Gucci. Boycott a cracker, kill your favorite rapper. Cause I run with G's like a Green Bay Packer. I chop a Christian like a new machete. When you polygynist, they look at you like R. Kelly. Still these women wanna do me like I'm Akinelli. West Coast sisters love me like a Machiavelli. Make these crackers lick the dust off my boots. We want no cowards in our camp and we ain't taking recruits. My crew the livest, y'all suckers is the jobbers. Niggas run their lips but they damn sure wouldn't try us. Nah, I ain't the same cat who used to break laws. They just rather see me as the same cause. Some rather remain lost. My brain washed with these stained thoughts. I be repping for my niggas riding for the same cause. Cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, then I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Better ask somebody, bitch.
Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. I remember. Shit. I remember putting crack up in my drawers. Police pull us over, hope that shit don't fall. I'm already facing years, now who to call? Nothing left to do but let my tears fall. Hope you forgive a nigga, I was just trying to ball. Knowing that them crackers is eat them, I hope they fall. It's hard to forgive them, so you know I want them all. On this track, yeah, nigga, might as well tell it all. They killed my cousin like a dog, he ain't even do nothing for real. Nah, nigga, he ain't even do nothing. I ain't asking for no pity, nah, nigga, not at all. I just wanna let you know who's the devil of them all. Mama on drugs, pops on gone. Thanks for the Lord that a nigga held on. Can't tell it all cause the story too long. Brother lost his mind, but now my nigga he home. Used to be depressed till I found him doing the pressing. Ran to the reverend, but that nigga couldn't help shit. Thinking he a saint, but I know that nigga ain't. Thinking he can hear you, but I know that nigga can't. Ain't time to play cause this shit getting crazy. Donald Trump won, now they ain't got nothing to say. A devil is a devil, even if he in the skies. Looking in the sky, hope the chariots arrive. Swing low, cherry, me, my niggas wanna ride. Please swing low for the 144. Ain't no hesitation, this is what I die for. You be KKK soldier, what I got a lie for? Praying to the Lord, hope these crackers die slow. You prayed for Obama, he was preaching false hope. Is that the main reason why you niggas lost hope? And now they young babies on the block smoking dope, yelling gang, 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 thinking life is just a game, thinking life is but a dream. Now you sit up the stream, age only 15. Goddamn them crackers mean. They be looking at a nigga like, what the fuck you mean? Black as I am, they wanna beat me like the king. No matter what though, I'ma do it for my king. Even if I suffer, I'ma suffer for my team. I was searching, I was hurting, but they couldn't kill a king. Just a young nigga, but the word is what I need. Swear they love it when you down, wanna see a nigga drown. But I'm sniffing out the face, just like a bloodhound. They with you when you up, but never when you down. I remember surprise, I'm still here. I cry with no fear, cause the angels in the mist. I swing but don't miss, I cruise with no shit. I lose but no chip, I fall but don't trip. Standing in the rain cause pain it runs deep. Some nights I can't sleep, watching for the devil cause devils they do creep. Better get up out the streets cause reapers they do reap. Wanna see a nigga weak or either 6 feet deep. Remember all them cold nights in December too cold I can't sleep. Shit the devil is alive cause I remember. Alright, I do. I remember, right? Shit. All jokes aside.
Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and is run today by Commanding General YAHANNA, the rank and the authority to be the leader of the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans at this time. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Barakatah to the brothers, Yahweh Shema Anatan Bashem Yahushai to the sisters. Welcome to our Wednesday evening law class. All right, topic for this evening, we're talking about kings. You know, we term it that kings must follow. And which kings we're talking about? We're talking about kings of the, our people. Basically, rulers that are blacks, Hispanics, or Native American. Right? Well, we use the term kings because we're referring it back to the days when we had kings in our society. And, you know, those kings did walk contrary to the Most High God. That's one of the reasons why we are where we are today. Because our leaders were the ones who misled us. All right. There are several kings back in the days, in Old Testament days, when the kingdom was split. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans had several kings who blinded by mundane power. They were blinded by, you know, I am king. I have the power. Rather than say, I am king, the Most High God made me king. You know, like David and Solomon to some extent. Those two leaders, you know, they had the ultimate power in Israel, but It didn't get to them. Well, Solomon fell in the last part, but David, except for the time with Uriah, was able to walk with the Most High God right through, even unto his old days, right? And in the last days here, we know that the Most High will be making us kings and priests again. So, we have to get it right.
God.
We get it wrong too much time. Now is the time for us to get it right. All right. Laptop still giving a problem.
Cancer. At this moment, no, I just give up all hopes on it. Now see if we can, hopefully get a different one. Okay.
Okay. All right, no sweat. 1 Kings 15.
Canada one can.
That's where we're starting. Well, put on my answer, man.
Canada one can. This is the book of 1 King chapter 15 and verse 1. Now in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, reigned Abijam over Judah.
Right. So we have 18th year of King Jeroboam. Right. So we have Abijah reigning over Judah when Jeroboam was the one who leading the northern kingdom astray.
Yeah.
And for some reason why they just never get back on track. Read on.
Canada one can. Verse 2. 3 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maacah, the daughter of Abishalom. Verse 3. And he walked in all the sins of his father, which he had done before him. And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as the heart of David his father.
All right. So when the scripture put it like this, he walked in all the sins of his father. This is a king we're talking about. So from the point of leadership, the king has the authority to say which religion or which way of life the nation follows. So what they did was to use their sway, their power as king to lead the nation into idolatry. Just like we have in today, we have the heathens over us, but I mean it's the same thing. They tell you what to worship.
God.
If we had the Indians over us, the Elamites, we would be Hindus. And it being the Ishmaelites over us, we all would be Muslim. But we have Esau over us, so Esau's predominant religion is Christianity. So wherever he is, predominantly his religion is Christianity. So you see, Christianity in all forms. You see it in Catholicism, you see it in Anglican, Presbyterian, Catholicism and Protestant churches. Because there's Catholic and every other church is Protestant. In other words, Catholic was it, and then each one start rebel against the Catholic and break off. So no matter what they tell you about in Christianity, All them other one is like wayward children to the Catholic. That's the way it was. They're all wrong because their interpretation of the scripture is not for us, but you know, you end up with variations. Continue.
Another one can. Nevertheless, for David's sake, did the Lord his God give him a lamp in Jerusalem to set up his son after him and to establish Jerusalem.
Go on.
Verse 5. Because David did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, and turned not aside from anything that he commanded him all the days of his life, save only in the matter of Uriah the Hittite.
All right, so here the Most High now is naming it. All the days of David's life, David walk with the Most High, except for the time when him kill Uriah to get his wife.
God.
The Most High saw that as an evil thing. All right, go on.
Another one can. Verse 6. And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days of his life. Verse 7. Now the rest of the
All right,
acts
so
of
before I go to 7, this is here now is the civil wars, the various civil wars that were in the nation. Civil wars, not this was one that's from those days till now. Those civil wars were the beginning of the sowing of discord between blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, because persons don't really forget the atrocities done to them in a war. If somebody come when you're a child and kill off your family and you manage to survive, at what point you're going to forget that?
No, never.
You never forget that until you're whole and dead. And as a matter of fact, you're going to teach it to your grandchildren, to your children and grandchildren. Right. So you see a set of people just come up always constantly at each other, and you ask them, why is it that you always fighting? They don't know, they don't really know why they're fighting, you know. Yes, so lucky. They really don't know why they're fighting, but those fighting goes back sometimes generations, because these civil wars are in the between the northern and the southern kingdom. It wasn't just 1 year, 2 year, 10 year, 20 year. It was constant to the point where, you know, the southern kingdom being choose an ally with somebody else to fight against the northern kingdom. That's how terrible it was. All right, so there was war. Verse what you just read?
Just read verse 6.
Right. 6, which said that there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days of his life. All right, continue.
Another one can, verse 7. Now the rest of the acts of Abijam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And there was war between Abijam and Jeroboam.
Right. Abijam and Jeroboam constantly at war. All right. Verse 8.
Another one can, verse 8. And Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David. And Asa, his son, reigned in his stead.
All right. So Abijam war until his dying days. Continue.
Another one can. Verse 9. And in the 12th and in the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, reigned Asa over Judah. Verse 10. And 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Maacah, the daughter of Abishalom. Verse 11. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father. Verse 11 I say, Asa did that which was right in the sight of the Most High, sir. Slakia. Yeah, hear me, sir? All right, Slakia. We have some signal problem. You understand, sir? I'm going to jump in back shortly. In the meanwhile, just remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, leave your comments, share on all social media platforms. Where the I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica I.S.U.P.K started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are run by Commanding General YAHANNA. You know what I mean? He's the one man with the rank and the authority to lead the nation of Israel right now, is it? Yeah, man. So, tune into our classes. We teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that they are the children of Israel. You understand? According to the Bible. You know what I mean? According to history, archaeology. You understand? We prove this. You understand? Contrary to what the Christian church teach about the Bible, you understand? That we are Hamites, we are some filthy Africans. You understand? That is not true. We are actually the people of the book, the very book that you have in your house right now gathering dust. You understand? Those are the records of your foreparents. You understand? So that is what we teach the children of Israel here in Jamaica. You know what I mean? And worldwide, who are scattered abroad. That they are the children of Israel, the descendants of the slaves, the black, Hispanic, and the Native Indians. They are the children of Israel. You understand? And we teach our people to come together. You understand? Because we are divided along so many lines. You know what I mean? So we teach our people to come together. Salakia.
Man, this internet thing here, why?
I'm on the internet.
Just giving us a fight, you know.
All right. You want me to read back from verse 9?
Right.
Gone. All right. This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 15 and verse 9. And it says, and in the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, reigned Asa over Judah. Verse 10. And 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maacah, the daughter of Abishalom. Verse 11. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father.
Right. So Asa was one of the good ones too. And he reigned long. What years? That's 41 years. I think David did 40 years. He did 41. So he walked in the ways, which means as king, he judged according to the Most High's law.
Good.
Take for instance today, a country that recognizes, say, the LGBT, and they are going to judge. They take in consideration. All right, you remember this story that is out now about in America? This man on death row. No, he got life in prison. He got it as a woman because he's a tranny.
God, know that
So
story.
they sent him to the female prison.
God.
But he's really a man who thinks that he's a woman.
Right.
So, you know, it kind of twofold still, because if you see you're going to prison for the rest of your life as a man,
Lucky again. All right, sir, I have some Wi-Fi problem. You understand? I'm gonna come back in shortly. All right, but the story where sir I bring out is about this tranny. You know what I mean? This man that thinks he's a woman, which we know that from you're born a man, you're a man. You know what I mean? If you're born a woman, you're a woman. You know what I mean? All the most I set it, that's how it go. However, them lock him up as a woman and put him in a female prison. You know what I mean? But guess what I go on? While in the female prison, him remember say him a man. And guess what that person did? He impregnated 2 of the female prisoners. Because, you know what I mean, no care how you feel like, say, you know what I mean, you are a woman in a man's body, you know. Once you go amongst a group of women, you know, and you see that fat clump and the, you know what I mean, niceness of a woman, you know, you have to remember say you're a man. You understand? Slack, sir. Just that elaborate on the story a bit. You know what I mean? Where the tranny brother in breed to the
right,
female prisoner there.
2 inmates, 2 female inmates.
Right.
He's a man who convinced the system that he's a woman.
Gone.
Because, you know, because they are not judging according to the Most High's law.
Right.
Right. So this King Asa, when he said that, when the scripture said that he walked, he did which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father. As a king, he was a king. What do? You lead the people religiously or to a way of life. What we have on the religion. And then you judge according to the laws that the Most High gave you. So he did just that, and he was recorded in our history as one of the great kings of Israel who reigned in Jerusalem. All right, where are we now? All right, here we are now, verse 12. Read what it says.
Gun, verse 12. And he took away the Sodomites out of the land and removed all the idols that his fathers had made.
Right. So he removed the LGBT from the land, and he stopped celebrating Christmas, stopped celebrating Easter, stopped celebrating Mother's Day. What he celebrated were just the laws, the high holy days that are to be found in Leviticus 23. Those are what he celebrated. And he did not, he had no recognition for Sodomites. You remember the story with the Chechnyan, what do I call him now, dictator. The one
Fighter.
that
Oh, yeah.
yeah, man, who Putin sent for to fight for him in I think it was Mariupol. And
Yes, sir.
he
Yeah, man.
claimed that he's renowned for claiming that there is no homosexuals in Chechnya.
God.
Well, in the time of Asa and David and the good kings over Israel, they could say there were no sodomites in the land.
Right.
So he took away the sodomites out of the land. How do you think he take them out? Kill them out.
Right. Put them to
He
death.
applied the laws of the Most High God.
Right.
Yeah. Because the law says if you sleep with man, as you would sleep with woman, what should happen to you?
They should be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Exactly. So he did just that.
Leviticus 20 and 13.
All right, read it.
Another one can. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
All right, so this is what Asa did to remove the Sodomites from the land. He applied the judgment of the Most High God of Israel.
Right.
All right, read on. 1 Kings 15, verse 13 now.
Verse 12. Another one can. This is the
read
book
to
of First chapter 15 and verse 12. And he took away the Sodomites out of the land and removed all the idols that his fathers have made. Verse 13. And also Maacah, his mother, even her he removed from being queen, because she had made an idol in a grove. And Asa destroyed her idol and burned it by the brook of Kidron.
Now, every time a woman come over Israel as any kind of queen, they always bring idolatry.
Right.
Except for I think it was Esther.
Okay.
But here is this one now. Her mother was made, his mother was made queen. You have to remove her because what she did with her authority as queen, put idol over but the men do the same thing too. Yeah. The men put idols over us too. So I don't know. But really and truly, the most I don't really choose no queen. There's no queen rulership over the Most High's people.
Right.
Right. So what he did, he removed his mother as queen because she made an idol in a grove. So what Asa did was go throughout all the land and remove idols and remove sodomites. What he was doing, cleaning up the land.
God.
Damn. What if you were to do that today?
Salakia again, you know what I mean? The Wi-Fi connection on certain is a little bit, you know what I mean? Fluctuating. But you know what I mean? To add to certain point, you know what I mean? If we were to do what Asa did by cleaning up, you know what I mean, our people, our surrounding, the nations that we live in, or the countries that we live in, if the ISUPK and a commanding general, Your Honor, was given that authority to clean up Israel, you know what I mean, to get rid of the sodomites, them, the homosexuals and the lesbians, you know what I mean, the transgender, the LGBTQ, you know what I mean. What Sir was bringing out was that, you know what I mean, if we would get rid of these people and get rid of sin out of Israel, then, you know what I mean, we would be a better place or a better nation of people. So, like, yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The LGBT thing, which we have today in our society, is one of the hindrance to we being, you know, to we being, what do you put it now? Acceptable. Which is why, you know, in the truth, in the UPK here, we have to be vigilant.
Good.
And ensure that things like that doesn't come amongst our people.
Good.
We have to be the watchdog for that, regardless of what people might say, other nations might say, or what our own people might say. We have to remove this kind of thing from amongst our people.
Good.
All right, continue.
Another one, gun. Verse 14. But the high places were not removed. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days.
Right. So the Most High watched the heart. So his heart was clean. Sorry, his heart was clean with the Most High. Continue.
Gun. Another one, gun. Verse 15. And he brought in the things which his father had dedicated, and the things which himself had dedicated into the house of the Lord, silver and gold and vessels.
Go on.
Verse 16. And there was war between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days.
Right. So they were warring with each other. Northern and the southern kingdom. Continue.
Another one, verse 17. And Baasha, king of Israel, went up against Judah and built Ramah, that he might not suffer any to go out or come in to Asa, king of Judah.
Go on.
Another one, verse 18. Then Asa took all the silver and the gold that were left in the treasures of the house of the Lord and the treasures of the king's house, and delivered them into the hand of his servants. And King Asa sent them to Ben-Hadad, the son of Tabrimam, the son of Ezion, king of Syria, that dwelt at Damascus, saying, verse 19, there is a league between me and thee, and between my father and thy father. Behold, I have sent unto thee a present of silver and gold. Come and break thy league with Baasha, king of Israel, that he may depart from me.
So you see what we're doing again now. We're making an ally with a third party to fight against our brother.
With the Eden gun.
Yeah, making an ally with the Eden to fight against our brother. Continue.
Another one, gun. Verse 20. So Ben-Hadad hearkened unto King Asa, and sent the captains of the host which he had against the cities of Israel and smote Ijon and Dan and Abel, Beth, Makkah, and all Sinerat, which all the land of Naphtali.
Right. So his ally now moved through the land with war. Go on.
Another one can. Verse 21. And it came to pass when Baasha heard thereof that he left off building of Ramah and dwelled in Tirzah. Verse 22. Then King Asa made a proclamation throughout all Judah. None was exempted, and they took away the stones of Ramah and the timber thereof, wherewith Baasha had built, and King Asa built with them Geba of Benjamin and Mizpah.
All right, so Asa went and made Ben-Hadad his ally. we see that in today's, not among us, other people, really. But it is a similar thing with the North Koreans and the South Koreans, you know, where the South Koreans went and make the Americans their ally to fight against North Korea. Yeah. So we did that something that we have been doing. And we did a similar thing in the time of the Maccabees. In the time of the Maccabees, we tried to make the Romans, yeah, to get rid of the Grecians. Well, that one didn't work for sure.
Right.
That didn't work. All right, read on.
Another one can. Verse 23. The rest of all the acts of Asa and all his might and all that he did and the cities which he built, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? Nevertheless, in the time of his old age, he was diseased in his feet.
I mean, he couldn't walk.
God.
24.
Verse 24. And Asa slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father. And Jehoshaphat his son reigned in his stead.
All right. So, all right. So Asa now walk good with the Most High God.
Yeah.
Other kings coming up now. 25.
Another one can. Verse 25. And Nadab, the son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in the second year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned over Israel 2 years. Verse 26. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of his father, and in his sin wherewith he made Israel to sin.
Right. That is the part which caused the society, they cause our nation to fall. When you make the people to sin. So, you know, this is how we know that our enemies today read the scriptures and understand. Because who is causing our young men and our young women to, well, our people in general, who is causing our people to sin? Right?
Right.
Who is causing our women to commit abortion?
The other
Who is
nations.
causing, huh?
I said the other nations.
Yeah, because them make abortion legal under their law. Who is causing our young men to sin? Same answer, the other nation, because there are many things that you need to have in place for people to look how much money, how quick them find billions of dollars to support a war in Europe. That they just goes to show that they have no intention to provide any kind of financial, not it don't have to be financial handouts, In the same way you industrialize these nations, what about the industries that were in Jamaica? You could have kept them, keep them open, so that people can get jobs. You don't have to give people handouts. People not asking for handouts. People want opportunities.
Right.
Right? And every time when people talk, hear people behave as if people are asking for handouts. Yeah, that's why say a lot of our people gonna get strike with the heathens, man. Probably before the heathens. Because the people they're not asking for no handouts. The people want opportunity.
Right.
Not handout. And our oppressors keep causing the people to sin.
Right.
And this is something that they took right from the Bible, wherewith he made Israel to sin. All right, 27.
Another one can. Verse 27. And Baasha, the son of Ahijah, of the house of Issachar, conspired against him, and Baasha smote him at Gibbethon, which belonged to the Philistines, for Nadab and all Israel laid siege to Gibbethon.
All right, 28.
Verse 28. Even in the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah, did Baasha slay him and reign in his stead.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Baasha plan a coup and take. Baasha was a Issacharite. Today would be a Mexican. Continue.
Another one can, verse 29. And it came to pass when he reigned that he smote all the house of Jeroboam. He left not to Jeroboam any that breathed, until he had destroyed him, according unto the saying of the Lord, which he spake by his servant Ahijah the Shilonite.
30.
Verse 30. Because of the sins of Jeroboam, which he sinned, and which he made Israel sin by his provocation, wherewith he provoked the Lord God of Israel to anger. Verse 31. Now the rest, verse 31. Now the rest of the acts of Nadab and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel?
32.
Another one can, verse 32. And there was war between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days. Verse 33. In the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah.
No, these are 32. All right, so what you find now is all these kings, they were just selfish in that what they wanted, power. And their way, especially the northern kingdom, they wanted power. And there was one temple. So what they did, they built a temple to Baal up in the northern kingdom and tell the people that's the temple you should go to rather than Jerusalem. Because they fear that by the people going into Jerusalem all the time, that the people now is going to start serving the king at Jerusalem and not the king of the northern kingdom. So it was all selfishness. And by being selfish, what they do? Turn away the people from God. So now that we get kicked out the land and all this now, our people still have leaders over them, but can they find their way back into the land? They can't do it. Can they stop the sufferation that is on the people? They can't do it. Some make it, and then those who make it now start despising those who are struggling. You know,
God.
those that of our people who fall by the wayside, being on drugs and prostitution and all those ills. You know, they look at it like, you know, you're making us look bad. It's the same attitude that they had from the time the Bible is time here. It was when and look at the time, it was sometime BC. This which we're reading here, you know, is in BC, you know. You're talking about probably about, I don't know, 600-700 BC, somewhere there. That sounds like prehistoric, don't it?
Well, if you don't understand what it is, but you know what I mean? To some people, I guess they would have prehistoric, because they don't really understand the time frame. You know what I mean? Probably some dinosaur age.
Anything you read about in so and so BC, it's a sure, that's prehistoric. But the attitude of the people is the same. So unless the Most High God step in himself and fix it, it's not going to fix it. It's going to just be a cycle. So this is why we require the Most High is going to give new heaven, new earth, and your body being changed in the twinkling of an eye, and all that. All these changes that he speaks of from when BC until now. So your oppressor make it seem as if these things are ancient, man. These are prehistoric. But at the same time, we know that he is watching it as close as he can. All these observatories that he have, which is stargazing. We say stargazing. He's trying to look out there and see, because remember, I know they had Area 51 and the Soviet Union had areas which they were studying spaceship too. These were real, tangible things that they were looking at and studying. Must come from somewhere. The technologies that these things had was superior, way superior than ours that we have at the times that they were studying, and even until today. So hence they have the observatories now staring out in space to see if they can see more of these things, where they come from and all that. They're trying to find that out, thinking that they are smart. And at the same time, they are telling you that the things you read about in the Bible, these are prehistoric. These are BC, from BC, when, from in the time of Christ. These ideas are outdated. Yet the technologies that they are studying on these craft was around at those times. So why they don't leave these crafts and say these are outdated, these are prehistoric, right? They still hold on to them and studying. That's how they end up with things like Google Earth, the internet. They learn how to split the atom, how to get energy from nuclear, out to power submarines and other things, even ships from nuclear. Is these these craft, they get these technologies from him, they think they're smart. But guess what? It's only we in the truth can really look at these things and expose it. The average Christian mind will be lost in the narrative that, you know, these things are really what the white man says. So you go. White man is a jinai. He is the devil.
Another one gun.
All right.
Verse 33. In the 3rd year of Asa king of Judah began Baasha, the son of Ahijah, to reign over all Israel in Tirzah, 24 years. Verse 34. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of Jeroboam, and in Slakia, and in his sin wherewith he made Israel to sin.
Right, like we say, they always lead the people to sin, just so that they can control the people. And it's nowhere different today. Lead the people to sin so that you can control them. So one thing, you know, they learn that it's not so much the sword that they use to control the people. They learn that it is by the control of the people.
Slakia, again, the signal is a little bit, you know what I mean, unstable. So we'll come back in shortly. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, share on all social media platforms. And if you have comments, questions, you know what I mean, just leave them in the comment section, you know what I mean. And when sir see it, then, you know what I mean, he will answer it, you understand? Yeah, man, so, you know what I mean? So as sir did I bring out, Slakia.
Right, like I was saying, it's not so much a sword that they use to control the people. They control the people by the people's perception of God.
Right.
So they're being smart now, you know. Create the concept of God so that they control the narrative of what God like and what God don't like. If you create the concept of it,
Slakia, sir, may I say, just like how the Christian church portray God, you know what I mean? So God, the oppressor gave us Christianity. Christianity perspective of the Most High is not really in line with the Bible. People accept it, and you know what I mean. Them fall.
That it comes in chapter.
Slakia, sir. The signal, Slakia. All right, so we have some unstable signals, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean, like sir that bring out, you know what I mean? What they do is, you know what I mean, them not rule the people so much with the sword. Is more like trying to control the narrative as to how God should be served, so that the people no longer fall under the protection of the Most High anymore, so to speak. So if the Most High is not with the people now, because they are sinning against the Most High, then they can now control the people. That is how the oppressor rule over us, give us Christianity and all these other religions. You understand? And when we go off in these religions now, Zane, we sin against the Most High. So no, we are not guaranteed the Most High's protection. And the oppressor can, you know what I mean, go ahead and abuse us. You understand? He can go ahead and oppress us, keep us under his foot. But if we were learning the real way how to serve the Most High, then the Most High would be on our side, protecting us. You understand? That is what Sir is basically bringing out. Said, you know what I mean? When they control the narrative as to how you serve the Most High, then them can control you. But they are powerless if we serve the Most High the right way. That's why we need to get rid of the Christian church and Rastafariism. We need to come out of them something there. Because of those things, brethren, Zane, we are not able to serve the Most High the correct way. You understand? Salakia. Salakia.
All right, you were saying something before my chip out.
Yeah, me that say it's same thing with Christianity. So Christianity control the narrative as to what the Bible is saying, which is really telling a lie on the Bible, saying that God, you know what I mean, just, you know what I mean, God know your heart and God love everybody. You understand? So this now, you know what I mean, Salakia, the signal is going off again. All right, so this now, this narrative that God love everybody, God died for everybody. You don't have to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments anymore. You understand? You are, you know what I mean, now breaking the Most High laws which you were ordered to keep. You were ordered to keep the Most High law, but Christianity now paints a different narrative. You know what I mean? Tell you that the laws don't have to keep. And because you follow Christianity and break the Most High law, now the oppressor can rule over you. Because now that you break the Most High law, you make it's like you're a criminal. You understand? Slakia, sir, the signal is very poor. You know what I mean? You keep going in and out. Slakia.
Yeah, and it's not raining down here, and you don't have an overcast. I don't know what happened. You know, man,
maybe I just the network,
man,
I will have a bad. Yeah. I just the network probably just have a bad.
If the telephone workers them soon go on strike too.
Oh, like the water worker them, like NWC worker them.
Yeah, water up here with.
All right, you see with my yard now, sir, we get water from next door and we get it rationally. Meaning like on a Thursday, we get it. So, you know what I mean? Today is Wednesday. So we don't look for no water. You see what I say? So we don't know if water day here or water.
Community.
I'm still like, you say that again, sir?
Water in the community.
But that me I try to tell you, I don't know. I don't know, sir.
Oh. But you're coming choppy, so I not hear exact everything what you say. All right, so we now have done it gone.
So
there's a water commission on strike. So we don't know when it's coming back. All right, so it's like that with us now.
Yeah.
Or workers on strike. All right, verse why we didn't start 16 yet now.
Yeah, sir.
All right, so these kings and so on, these are formative times in our people learning to be leaders. So that, I mean, today we are able to look back and to see the mistakes that our previous leaders made. All right, read 16.
Another one can. This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 16 and verse 1. Then the word of the Lord came to Jehu, the son of Hanani, against Baasha, saying, verse 2, for as much as I exalted thee out of the dust and made thee prince over my people Israel, and thou hast walked in the way of Jeroboam, and hast made my people Israel to sin, to provoke me to anger with their sins. Verse 3, behold, I will take away the posterity of Baasha and the posterity of his house, and will make thy house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat.
All right, so remember what he said about Jeroboam is that none shall lift that pisseth against the wall. And it's the same thing he's now saying to Baasha.
Okay.
All right, so the most I keep talking about this to our rulers. I've made my people Israel to sin. Who made them sin? You, the leaders.
Okay.
And today it's no way different. Who is making the people to sin? You, the leaders. Same thing today.
Right.
Yeah, we talk about women committing the highest murder rate is really by the women when it comes to abortion, but it is the oppressor that make it so that it's readily available in all 14 parishes.
Okay. And Salakia, sir, like you normally bring out, sir, is the CIA basically teach our, you know what I mean, people, you know what I mean, the murder culture. You understand? Salakia, it seems like the signal is fluctuating again, but you know what I mean? Like sir normally brought out, you understand, is the CIA who teach our people the murder culture, which, you know what I mean, is our leader facilitate them in our country. Is our leaders, you know what I mean, enable for the CIA to come to Jamaica and can do, you know what I mean, what they did to burn down the old folks' home, to train our young men to be criminal and to behave like terrorists. And then today, you know, when you see the, you know what I mean, the high murder rate, you know what I mean, and you see the crime and the violence, you know what I mean, it is our leaders who facilitated that in the past, and now that just, you know what I mean, blow out of proportion today. You understand? That is what you're seeing today. Salakia. Salakia, sir, me that make the point that also it was our leaders who, you know what I mean, enable external forces like the CIA to come to Jamaica and teach our young men the murder culture as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Anyway, you take it. They are the ones who cause us to sin.
God.
So it means that what the Most High is doing now is raising righteous leadership.
Right.
Because if the
That's right.
people are over righteous, if righteous rulers are over the people, what will happen? The people won't be caused to sin.
Right.
As simple as that.
God.
All right, continue.
Another one can. Verse 5. Salakia. Verse 4. Him that dieth of Baasha in the city shall the dogs eat, and him that dieth of his in the field shall the fowls of the air eat. Verse 5. Now the rest of the acts of Baasha and what he did and his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? Verse 6. So Baasha slept with his fathers and was buried in Tirzah, and Elah his son reigned in his stead. Verse 7. And also by the hand of the prophet Jehu, the son of Hanani, came the word of the Lord against Baasha and against his house, even for all the evil that he did in the sight of the Lord, in provoking him to anger with the work of his hands, in being like the house of Jeroboam, and because he killed him.
With the work of his hands. What's the work of his hands? Idols.
God.
Idolatry. All right, go on.
Another one can. Lucky. Verse 8. In the 26th year of Asa, king of Judah, began Elah, the son of Baasha, to reign over Israel in Tirzah. 2 years. Verse 9. And his servant Zimri, captain of the half his chariots, conspired against him as he was in Tirzah, drinking himself drunk in the house of Arza, steward of his house in Tirzah. Verse 10.
Yeah.
And Zimri went in and smote him and killed him in the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned in his stead. Verse 11. And it came to pass, when he began to reign, as soon as he sat on his throne, that he slew all the house of Baasha. He left him not one that pissed against a wall, neither of his kinfolk nor of his friends.
Just being friends with Baasha got you killed by this new man here, by Zimri. Man, now this man went on a killing spree on his farmer boss. Continue.
Another one can. Verse 12. Thus did Zimri destroy all the house of Baasha, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake against Baasha by Jehu the prophet.
Right. So even though Zimri did all this, the Most High say, this is going to happen, that is going to happen. So, when the Most High speaks certain things against you, it's not like what the Christian them would tell her that it's like it's going to happen spiritually to you. No. Physical man going to come and do it to you, man.
Right.
Because that's what the prophet saying, Most High will get rid of everything from Baasha.
Good.
How did it happen? It happened in the form of, what do you call it? Give me a name for it.
In the form of a coup.
A coup. Exactly.
Yeah.
It happens in the form of a coup.
Yeah.
Continue.
Another one can. Verse 13. For all the sins of Baasha and the sins of Elah his son, by which they sinned, and by which they made Israel to sin, in provoking the Lord God of Israel to anger with their vanities. Verse 14. Now the rest of the acts of Elah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel?
All right. So back then we were keeping good records.
Good. Good.
Even though sometimes when you look at some of these writings, you wonder if, it was the angels who were actually doing some of these writings, and after the kingdom fell, they put them in a cave and make people find them. Could be. I don't know. But it could also be that the Most High was with us even though we were sinning, because really and truly, all right, it's like your children. You have some children, right? You follow me?
Can, sir. Can, may I hear loud and clear, sir?
All right. You have some children. It's your children, they do good and they make you proud, and you walk and you tell people, boy, my son this and my daughter that, and so on and so forth, right?
Can.
But still your children, and they are doing bad, and they are being corrected either by you or by the law, by the state, I should say. They are still your children, don't?
Can. Right.
Yeah. So not because the Most High was punishing us and so on, mean that he had left us. The only time the Most High really did leave us, is for the 400 years and even then he didn't leave really, It's just that he didn't business with us, but he was right there watching us. See, taking note, his angels taking note of which nation was oppressing us, which nation we are, sorry, which nations we were sold into, and all that, and where every single one of us are today on the face of the earth. The Most High has those records, which is why he'll be able to find us when the time is right.
Can.
Yeah. So, when I read this story and it's on our way still, but it's a part, two sides of the mountain really, but you're going up still. Right. We're learning the way we should not really be learning, which is, all right, it's two ways you can learn not to push on in fire, right?
Can.
You could learn it from your parents, don't? Your parents could tell you, don't push on in the fire. And you say, yes, and you do it. You understand and you just do it. You never push on in fire. And you teach your children, don't push on in the fire. And they learn, don't push on in the fire. They learn, don't. The other way now to learn is you telling them, don't put your hand in the fire. And then they say, I wonder what will happen if I put my hand in the fire. And then they went and just pushed their hand in the fire. And what happened? They get burned.
God.
Right. So the parents have to probably take them to the hospital to get treatment for that burn. But in both cases, they really learn not to put their hand in fire. Don't.
God.
That is us. That is us. We are learning the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, but we are learning this stiff-necked way.
God.
The Most High say, just give it the laws and say, don't eat this, don't do this, do only this. And we now have to go and look and say, I wonder what will happen if we do it.
God. And now
well,
we know.
Here we are today.
God.
This is what happened. This is what happened when we disobey. Here we are today.
God.
But does that take away from us really? When it take away the good thing that we could have got and give us the pain. So we are learning to serve God through the pain.
God.
Which is why in the Psalms he tells you that his statutes and his judgment he give unto whom? Israel. And he has never dealt so with any other nation.
God.
He has never taught the other nation what would happen to them if they don't follow the laws.
Right.
Which is why we here in the I.S.U.P.K keep telling our people, stop listening to them other nation. They don't know anything about these laws. They can only tell you what they think. But we, in the truth, we can tell you what we know. We have been there. We have been through it.
Right.
So we know what it is like to break the laws, that the things that are happening to us, that they are looking at us and say, them fooly, them this, them that. Watch them. Watch it. Them people that have no sense, blah, 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 blah. This is us learning through punishment. They have not learned this way. So we can tell our people, don't do this, do this, don't eat pork, because this will happen to you. But them other nations will tell us, come on, listen to idiot. You know, so pork sweet. You know, so your ham nice. Because most I have never made them that sick because they eat the unclean meat. We have the highest case of diabetes, blood pressure, and so on, because of we not listening to the Most High. And those are the punishment he give unto us. Right? That is why we have the highest cases of certain sicknesses. To the point where they call them, that they call these black, they call them Negro disease. South Africa, in the time of apartheid, was doing research on diseases that affect black people. But even though it was a Jewish man that was in the apartheid chair, they didn't fully understand who was Israelite and who wasn't Israelite. It is when they start listening to Commanding General YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K that they start to learn who really, some of them knew that the Black Americans were, but they knew that other people out there were also Israelite. They never know all of them. But today, they certainly know today, because by we teaching our people, they also hear. So maybe that's why they could, step out of South Africa with the apartheid, because it's not the Israelites down there. It's not the true Israelites down there. They could leave Muslim, the Italians could leave Ethiopia, because even though they were talking about King of Kings and Lords of Lords and conquering Lion of Tribe of Judah, they weren't the real Judites. The Italians found that out, so they just leave them alone. But we know in the Caribbean, in North and Central and South America, they know we are we are the true Israelites, so they are not leaving us alone.
Right.
They keep on oppressing us, keep on causing us to sin. Yeah, they wage economic warfare against us. They wage open warfare against us, like in the time of in Tulsa and other times, like in the South when they used to attack blacks and lynch, burn them, all them things. That was them openly attacking us, causing us to sin, because they have become our leaders. And what was their religion? Christianity. What did they read? What history? The Bible. So they learn about us, and then they start applying it onto us, committing all acts of atrocities and things. They know who they are doing it to. and they read it in the Bible. This is why it's in the Bible. You know, these leaders who cause us to sin, you read it in the Bible, and it's all like you're just reading a history book, don't?
God.
But you look at today, you see that your oppressor have applied what they have read in the Bible to us.
God.
That is why they brought the Chinese and the Indians after slavery. They brought them among us so that you will have these Eden over you. You're going to look at them and they will cause you to sin. Yeah, because you're going to want to marry a Chinese girl or an Indian girl. You're going to want their food. You're going to want their religion. You're going to want their way of life. And you will be led astray. So that was their goal. And to top it up, they tell you now that, why, you know, if you get pregnant too early, you can't achieve what these people achieve, you know. So what they do, they make abortion legal.
Right.
So you go and get pregnant. When they get pregnant, you know, they carry their children in. But when you get pregnant, you must go and abort it because you can't be successful and have a early pregnancy.
God.
That's what they teach us. Yet still they don't teach the half-starving Africans them that.
God.
Right? Half-starving, cow piss drinking, fly face Africans. Why they don't? Yeah, they should have their abortion clinics right over there.
Right.
And say, boy, you people really need to abort these children. Why they don't?
Right.
They push it amongst us. Because their research tells them that by a couple of years from now, we are going to outnumber them. So it's population control, just like in Egypt. Same thing.
God.
Egypt all over again. Yeah. All right, read on.
Another one can. Verse 15. In the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah, did Zimri reign 7 days in Tirzah.
Reign how long?
And the people.
How long did he reign?
7 days.
7 days. You ever hear they say one day busha? You ever hear that say?
These new parables. These new old parables.
Yeah, man. All time people say one day busha is still busha. You know what that means?
God.
If the
There
man
is a 7-day busha.
There is a 7-day busha. He still make it to the scriptures.
What is a busha?
In the fields, working in the field, the man who was over you, then call him busha.
Oh, like a taskmaster.
Right. They call him busha. So they say, boy, if they make a man, put a man over you one day, the busha, he is still busha.
Still a busha. Still a oppressor.
Busha. So then come up with this saying, I say, one day busha, still busha. So one day king is still king.
Still king, God.
Right. So he was king for 7 days. He still make it in the scriptures. He's in the chronicles, ain't he?
God, you're right, God.
He's right there.
God.
So he reigned only 7 days. Eh?
Now, so we are reading about him now.
Exactly.
God.
And he was king for just 1 week.
God.
All right, read on.
Another one gone. And the people were encamped against Gibbethon, which belonged to the Philistines.
Okay.
Verse 16.
Go on.
And the people that were encamped heard say, Zimri has conspired and has also slain the king. Wherefore all Israel made Omri the captain of the host, king over Israel that day in the camp. Okay.
Right. So that in the northern kingdom, right, there's a split again, you know, because
God.
the man who was king, this man Zimri, kill him and take over. Then when half the population hear that him kill the king and take over, they say, "Here, one Omri, you come be the king."
God.
And
God.
there are two kings. And both are recognized in the scriptures here. Read on.
Another one gone. Verse 17. And Omri went up from Gibbethon and all Israel with him, and they besieged Tirza.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18. And it came to pass, when Zimri saw that the city was taken, that he went into the palace of the king's house and burned the king's house over him with fire and died.
So Zimri committed suicide after he realized, boy, we're going to kill off this man, you know, and take over, but not like we're going to hold the throne. But I'm going to kill myself. Burn down the king's palace. Gosh, ain't that something? Continue.
Another one gone. Verse 19. For his sins which he sinned in doing evil in the sight of the Lord, in walking in the way of Jeroboam, and in his sin which he did to make Israel to sin.
Mm-hmm. 20.
Verse 20. Another one gone. Now the rest of the acts of Zimri and his treason that he ran, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel?
Right. So, the 7-day king made it to the Chronicles.
God.
Or 7 days a king. How the show they go again? How much years a slave? 7 years a slave.
Like, I'm not too familiar with that show.
Yeah, one show like that they talk about. Well, this man now, Zimri, was 7 days a king. All right, continue. Verse 21.
Another one can. Verse 21. Then were the people of Israel divided into two parts. Half of the people followed Tibni, the son of Ginath, to make him king, and half followed Omri.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. Verse 22. But the people that followed Omri prevailed against the people that followed Tibni, the son of Ginath. So Tibni died and Omri reigned.
Mm-hmm. So Tibni also made it to, I don't know what to leave. Also made it to the Chronicles, but Omri is the one that prevailed over both kings, to both rivals. Go on.
Another one can, verse 23. In the 31st year of Asa king of Judah began Omri to reign over Israel 12 years. 6 years reigned he in Tirza. Verse 24. And he bought the hill Samaria of Shemer for 2 talents of silver, and built on the hill, and called the name the city which he built, after the name of Shemer, owner of the hill Samaria.
Right. So this is the man who did not the northern kingdom now get the name of Samaria.
Yeah.
It's because of his work, Omri. He bought that land and he built it up. Because remember the other one burned down the palace. So I think him now built, this is now the new era that he's building, Samaria. So it became the capital for the northern kingdom. And it also became the name, basically, because it was Jerusalem and Samaria. Continue.
Canada 1 Gun, verse 25. But Omri wrought evil in the sight of the Lord, and did worse than all that were before him.
So even though he prevailed against the next two men, he was more evil than all who were before him. 26.
Canada 1 Gun, verse 26. For he walked in all the way of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and in his sin wherewith he made Israel to sin, to provoke the Lord God of Israel to anger with their vanities.
Right, so to make, all right, so Omri now caused the nation to sin. Again, go on.
Canada 1 Gun. Verse 27. Now the rest of the acts of Omri, which he did, and his might that he shewed, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? Verse 28. Verse 28. Omri slept with his fathers and was buried in Samaria, and Ahab his son reigned in his stead. Verse 29. And in the 38th year of Asa king of Judah.
Ahab is Omri's son. I think we all know who Ahab came out to be. Ahab is one of the cruelest men over Israel. Well, his wife. He went and married Jezebel. All right, 29.
Canada 1 Gun, verse 29. And the 38th year of Asa, king of Judah, began Ahab the son of Omri to reign over Israel. And Ahab the son of Omri reigned over Israel in Samaria 22 years.
22 years Ahab got.
Canada 1 Gun, verse 30. And Ahab the son of Omri did evil in the sight of the Lord above all that were before him.
Right. So Ahab now was Omri's son. Come on, come do worse than even Omri. Damn. 31.
Canada 1 Gun, verse 31. And it came to pass, as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, that he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of Esbal, king of the Zidonians, and went and served Baal and worshipped him.
So Baal was the god of the Zidonians. So he married a Zidonian princess and went and served her god. 32.
Canada 1 Gun, verse 32. And he reared up an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he had built in Samaria. Verse 33. And Ahab made a grove, and Ahab did more to provoke the Lord God of Israel to anger than all the kings of Israel that were before him.
So he went and built the Bohemian Grove. Well, today that's the only grove we know about that is around, Bohemian Grove. And you see what that Bohemian Grove produced. Almost all the rulers of the West here go through Bohemian Grove. It's the same thing in the scriptures. That's how you know that your oppressors read the scriptures. It was the same thing in the scriptures, where all the leaders who follow evil, they all go to groves. They all build groves. Ahab was one of the wickedest things. Ahab was one of the wickedest things, also built groves. Officer Kyle and Batcher must have died. All right, we're on the last verse anyway. Verse 34. In his days did Hiel the Bethelite build Jericho. He laid the foundation thereof in Abiram his firstborn, and set up the gates thereof in his youngest son Segub, according to the word of the Lord which he spake by Joshua the son of Nun. All right. Oh, you're back.
Can sir, but I have to come out of the stream and come back in. The camera froze.
Camera what?
The camera.
Freeze up.
Yeah, it freeze up a while ago.
All right, so that was the last verse. So, Ecclesiasticus. You can find Ecclesiasticus.
Can.
All right, so back in this Bible time, all right, Ecclesiasticus chapter 7. Yeah, chapter 7. We're going to read 1 to 3. So back in this time here, what they call BC, so and so, which, you know, we can't follow the oppressor and tell you, like, when you hear about BC, that sounds like something that you shouldn't really be wasting the time listening to. But we have, in the truth, you know better, we have to listen. Because today, we have to look at that which our former leaders did, and they were wrong and was punished, so that we can go through and not be punished too. Right? And one of the things that this was written after these leaders that we are going to read now in Ecclesiasticus. Right? Read verse 1.
Can. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 and verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee.
Right. It tell you all them kings, yeah, the most I punish them. Some of them kill out them whole family. Yeah, because they did evil. And here Ecclesiasticus, sure, you can tell you that if you don't do evil, no harm will come to you. Verse 2.
Can. Verse 2. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee.
See? So if you don't follow the people that are unjust, iniquity will turn away from you. Verse 3.
Right. Can. Verse 3. My son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap them sevenfold.
All right. Now it carrying you right now into farming. It says, sow not on the furrows. Furrows is when you see them plow, what the plow makes, when it's tractor pull plow now, it creates some groove in the earth that you call furrows, in which you would throw the seed in, and then you cover it. Okay. So it's telling you, sow not into that furrow that is made by unrighteousness. Don't sow your seed in that. If you don't do that, you will not. If you do that, you're going to reap sevenfold what you sow down in that unrighteous furrow. So I'm telling you, So not in that, and you won't repeat. All right. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9.
So like which chapter again?
1 Peter chapter 2.
Another one gun.
Verse 9.
Another one gun. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that he should shew forth the praises of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Right. So it's talking about us today. We are a chosen generation, royal priesthood.
Yeah.
We are not the kind of people who is now supposed to go and make the mistakes that Omri and Zimri and Ahab and all those leaders would have made.
God.
We are royal priesthood. And this, the other nations can't teach us this. Because they don't want you to achieve this. Right? So we now have to just learn from these past leaders what not to do.
Right.
Revelation 1 and 6.
Another one gun. Another one gun. This is the book of Revelation chapter 1 and verse 6. And has made us kings and priests unto God and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
All right. Now, Christ, this is saying Christ has made us what? Kings. These men that we read about, they were kings. They were not priests, but they were kings. And what did they do? They chose to lead the nation astray for their selfish personal gains. Now, Christ now make us kings and priests. Who are we kings and priests unto? God himself. Right? And for you now to be kings and priests forever, it means that you will have to follow the law, statutes. You have to learn the proper way to follow the law, statutes, and commandment, and not to be selfish with your rulership. Selfish in the sense that you're trying to hold on to power. So because you want to hold on to power, you do the things that would be popular among the people. You get itchy ears, meaning that you tell the people what they want to hear rather than the truth.
God.
So you tell them things like, of course, a man have a right to choose if he is so orientated as to love men, then that's him by nature. Which is generally the pretext for homosexuality. But the man is so orientated. Orientated what? Orientated to get some whipping. All right, so that's it. Any questions?
Yeah, one question, sir. When it say what's his name again? He took his mother from being queen. Was it a situation where she was trying to, usurp him authority and to make herself the authority, making herself the queen? Or because we know that we don't normally have queens.
Right, but I think he was all right. Which king was it again?
Slovakia, sir. Let me go back and see if we can find.
First Kings. What, 15 or 16?
15. The one that took away the Sodomites. And Asa, sir. Asa.
Verse what?
That is verse Slovakia. So we talk about his mother. Remove. Right. Verse 13, it said, and also Maacah his mother, even her he removed from being queen, because she had made an idol.
Yes, queen as in ruling beside the king. So they follow the heathen culture of making either the king's wife be queen or the king's mother. It is sometimes extended to the king's mother as, you know, this is my mother. She have some talk too, but this doesn't work in our society.
Right.
Because what she did, well, Asa was on a drive to clean up the nation. So she being queen, probably that was what led to the Sodomites too. Because when it was the Sodomites, they always rise under women rulership. So maybe that was what led to Sodomites being there too. Right? So he removed her because she introduced idolatry.
Right. And so like many these idolatry usually bring in homosexuality, for example, like Christianity. You know what I mean? So those idols. So like, you hear me, sir?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Right, go on.
Yeah, me that said. And these idolatries, you know what I mean, normally cater to the feminine energy, which probably bring in the same sodomites them, you know what I mean, run by she. You know what I mean? So like,
Effeminate men, sorry, and well, all of them who goes with the sodomy. Today they say LGBT, but it's all sodomy.
Right.
All of them come under being sodomites. Now, the female, the effeminate, the female spirit is integral in giving them power. They all, if you notice, you know, they always have a bag of woman friend, you know.
Gone.
But these women don't know that it's not like these gay men like them, you know. These gay men are just using them as bait to get men. Because as soon as a man start admiring any one of the women around them, then them start looking on the man. So it's just a matter of bait. But these women believe that, oh, my gay friend, he likes me. Like what? He's using you.
Like in direct competition with the woman. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And them don't know it. Them don't know. Say this man. So like, yes, sir.
Continue. I say them don't even know.
God. Them don't know. Say this man, yeah. You know what I mean? I compete for the same thing where you are. You understand? So it's not a friendship. You know what I mean? It's a competition. So like, yeah.
Exactly.
God.
Exactly. All right. Any further question?
Yeah, sir.
think this is the one before the sign out. Alright. Alright, so with that, pass the class to Priest and Officer Kairon.
All right, clap it up. All right, these are the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, there are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. And Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10, means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you'd like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, that is the feast of first fruits. It starts after the Sabbath of unleavened bread, sundown, Saturday, April the 23rd, and it counts 50 days, you know what I mean? And that is the feast. And you celebrate the 50th day. That is Sunday, June the 12th, and it starts before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 10 to 22. Reminding Akiam and Akwatiam to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. Sign up the sign-up sheet, as well as you have to turn up to physical classes and camps in order for you to get a Hebrew name. You understand? So we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and then in English. So, upon your aquadam, which means rise and face the east, Lakia. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and then in English. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabashamaya.
Shabashamaya.
Wadash.
Wadash.
Aya.
Aya.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwatka.
Malakwatka.
Taba'a.
Taba'a.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Aya.
Aya.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'arataza.
Ba'arataza.
Hawa.
Awa.
Aya.
Aya.
Bashamayam.
Bashamayam.
Natan Lanawa.
Natan Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Kal.
Kal.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalak Lanawa.
Wasalak Lanawa.
Kawabuat Nawa.
Kawabuat Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kawabuat Nawa.
Kawabuat Nawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabaya Anawa.
Tabaya Nawa.
Banasayawa.
Banasayawa.
Abal.
Abal.
Awashainawa.
Awashainawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Amalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Wahala,
Wahala,
Watapara,
Watapaharat,
Laiwalamia,
La'aiwalamim,
Aman.
Aman. In English, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts,
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power,
For thine is the kingdom, and the power,
and the glory forever, so be it.
and the glory forever so be it.
All right, prayer for the chorus says, Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh,
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against us, thy prophets,
that speak against us, thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers and the school.
the Israelite brothers and the school.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen.
And shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school.
And shake loose the treasures of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary.
Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites
And the nations,
and the nations
and their drug dealers,
and the drug dealers,
the court system,
the court system,
the prison system,
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
the Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
Wasikomatazi,
Wasikamatazi,
the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian movement,
the lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space programs,
NASA space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street.
Wall Street,
Open up the internet and the airways,
open up the internet and the airwaves,
the cable access channels and the radio channels.
the cable access channels and the radio channels.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop
Convict
us,
the spirit of any of thy people
that seek to stop us,
that seek to stop us,
and bring swift destruction to all the heathen
and bring swift destruction to all the heathen
that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words
that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words
throughout the planet Earth.
through the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
and consume them.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer.
Let Yahweh, Michael, and Gabriel
Let Yahweh, Michael, and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying saucers
and punish all the heathens
and punish all the Edens
that come up against us as we speak thy word.
that come up against us as we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that hath done it.
Cause it to be known by all that is the angels that has done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world.
Cause it to be spread through the media, through the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh, I thank you always so be.
In the name of Yahweh, thank you always so be it. Alright, this is the prayer for the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'asham Yahweh.
Ba'asham Yahweh.
Baba Pasha.
Baba Kosha.
Nathan Lanao.
Nathan Lanao.
Akak.
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 Larapa'a.
Larapa'a.
Kalmakala.
Kalmakala.
Wakal Marawa.
Wakal Marawa.
Akak.
Akak.
Lata'ar.
Lata'a.
Amatazarayam.
Matazare.
Akak.
Akak.
La'akwayam.
Lahakoyam.
Amathiam.
Amathiam.
Akak.
Akak.
Irakawa.
Alakawa.
Atamala.
Atamala.
Lagarashan.
Lagarashan.
Ba'asham Yahweh.
Ba'asham Yahweh.
THAWADAH.
THAWADAH. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh,
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh,
please give us the power.
please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease.
The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out in the name of Yahweh.
To cast them out in the name of Yahweh.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Alright, we're going to say the prayer for the blessings. Alright, give me a second. Let me pull up the prayer for the blessings. Look here. Look here, sir. 1 second. All right, this is the prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'asham Yahawashai.
Ba'asham Yahawashai.
Baraklanawa.
Baraklanawa.
Wayasharala.
Wayasharala.
Wa'a.
Waha.
Bayatsaparia.
Bayatsaparia.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'a.
Rapa'a.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
The young men and the sisters.
The young men and the sisters.
Ba'asham Yahawashai.
Ba'asham Yahawashai.
THAWADAH man.
THAWADAH man. In English, what we have just said is, Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashai, bless us and Israel and the school, bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahawashai, thank you, so be.
All right, sir, which means to turn. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel. Imadium Shabbat. Imadium. Barak. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahawashai Barakatah.
Yahweh Ba'asham Yahawashai Barakatah.
We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Imadium Shabbat. Imadium. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alatan Ba'asham Yahawashai. Yadimata. Class dismissed.
All right, to our online persons, remember to like, subscribe, share the videos, pay your tithes, fill out the online attendance sheet. Until we meet again, play a little more music, take us out. Blood out.
You know, I niggas be like, I'm missing there for life. This is there for life. I'm always for life, niggas. Blood over. Hey, yo, Madara. Here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind fit. Hey, they said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like Van Pelt. But ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times. It is death do us part. No. So how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the like you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name. So you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing. Ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it, raise it. I pity those watching life as it goes by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pump smoke, never try to. The day that on my brother be the day that sold out on the photo. Salute my nigga. Salute my nigga. They like how you stay focused. I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she leave me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth out of show? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people gon' disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah, yeah.
Niggas don't stand a chance without being in the Lord's hands. Life full of lessons, look like I learned them all. Life full of blessings, but them crackers got it all. How long until they fall? How long until you call on the Lord with a sword? I'm just fighting with the few against many. Working for the Lord, I just hope I get a penny. Know the devil sent you, just look at who against you. And when the Lord with you, who can be against you? Know that I ain't Christian, just look at who I'm dissing. I'ma need for you to listen, know it's hard for you to listen when it's part of your tradition and your mama in the room. Bumping music full of Christian and your daddy not around. Cause your mama's superstitious, I know she's super wicked. Plus she's smoking like the kitchen and it's all because of Nixon. Praying to the Lord like, please can you fix it? Childhood missing, cousin in the kitchen, flour on the plate. Thinking to myself, why is flour on the plate? Next thing I know, that flour turned to day. I was only 8, I was only 8. It was nothing I could say, but daddy, can you stay? Cause here it ain't safe. Look at all these black eyes, looking like a G5 of me. I'm looking like I came out of free stove of me. I'm looking like I came out of free stove of me. It's nothing left to do but to do what they do. I wanna sell crack just to be like you. Serving to the fiends on the new avenue. Put it in the pot, motherfucker, let it stew. Look at me now, I done turned into you. Following the way, but I knew it wasn't cool. Should've did more than the average nigga do. I am not the same, but I was raised like you. Mama on crack, yeah, my daddy was too. Look at what the government did to you. That's why I don't vote. They put us on dope. Now I'm in the street, I was selling fake dope. Christian church too, they just selling fake hope. Just remember this, what you reap is what you sow.